Hello, here is the news of this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosi. Here are some major headlines. FALANA-LED group and other petition Oyo government seek justice over UI student death. And broadcasting stations to pay 5 million naira fine for hate speech. And on the foreign scene, over 78 killed, 4,000 wounded after massive explosion rocks Lebanon. On exciting water sports, Brandon Williams signs long-term Manchester United deal. Now the news in details. An alliance in surviving COVID-19 and beyond ASCAB group led by Femi Falana and International Lawyers Assisting Workers I-Law Oyo State chapter have petitioned the Oyo State government over the death of a 300-level student of the University of Ibadan, Richard Gbadebo, in a soap factory in the state capital. Gbadebo, a factory worker with Expand Global Industries Nigeria Limited, was reported to have allegedly slumped and died on the morning of July 28 while working as a shift worker at the company's Ibadan plant. In a petition filed by the law firm of Abuku Timbers, led by activist Femi Aborishade, and copies of which were sent to the Oyo State Director of Public Prosecution, which was made available to journalists in Ibadan. The firm called on the state government to thoroughly investigate the circumstances surrounding the death of Gbadebo and also ensure that employers of labor take seriously the life, safety, and health of workers by providing the necessary PPE. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has released the official timetable for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, starting August 17th and ending September 12th, 2020. The timetable's release coincided with the resumption of schools across the country. Meanwhile, in a statement by WAEC's Head of Public Affairs, Deminus Ojiegu, candidates were warned against using wrong timetables in circulation. In a statement, he said the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, Nigeria, wishes to inform its stakeholders, who are schools, parents, and candidates, that the final international timetable for the conduct of WAEC for school candidates 2020 has been released. The Council hereby urges the candidates to abide by the rules and regulations guiding the conduct of the examination by shunning all acts of malpractice and obeying all COVID-19 protocols that have been put in place at the examination centers. Nigeria's Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, has said on Tuesday in Lagos at the unveiling of the amended 6th edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission Code that any broadcasting station to broadcast news considered to convey hate speech will pay the sum of 5 million naira and not 500,000 naira fine. He said an airing station would lose its operating license after 3 warnings, while those that rebroadcast foreign news materials that are considered detrimental to national security and interests would be severely penalized, noting that the amended code prohibits backlog of advertising debts to broadcasting stations. Mohammed, however, said on the responsibility of broadcast stations to devote airtime to national emergencies that it mandates terrestrial and pay TV channels to make their services available to Nigerians during national emergencies, such as the current COVID-19 pandemic. The minister also advised those having misgivings about an amendment to the 6th edition of the code to meet the regulator and present their views. Meanwhile, NBC's Acting Director General, Professor Armstrong Idachaba, has hailed the federal government for ensuring effective functioning of the broadcasting industry. The federal government has commenced moves to stem illegal gold exports, estimated at annual revenue of up to $500 million to boost the nation's foreign reserves. Executive Secretary, Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development and Initiative, PAGMI, Fatima Shinkafi, said in an interview with newsmen that the program will regulate production by informal miners that currently provide no income to the country. Shinkafi noted that as much as 18 tons of gold is shipped to Dubai from Nigeria illegally every year, which instigated PAGMI's plan to streamline the value chain dominated by foreign middlemen and to supervise supply chain targeted at enhancing government revenue. She, however, said that regulating artisanal gold will help diversify Nigeria's economy at a time when lower crude prices are putting pressure on the government, adding that it would also allow the central bank to stockpile the metal. Moving on to the foreign scene, Lebanese authorities have reported that at least 78 people have been killed and some 4,000 wounded in a massive explosion at the port in the capital, Beirut. The explosion on Tuesday sent shockwaves across the city, causing widespread damage even on the outskirts of the capital. The cause of the explosion was not immediately clear, but officials linked the explosion to some 2,700 tons of confiscated ammonium nitrate that was being stored in a warehouse at the port for 6 years. Lebanese President Michael Aoun has called for an emergency cabinet meeting today and said a 2-week state of emergency should be declared. Meanwhile, an investigation committee has been tasked to say who was responsible for the blast within 5 days. In the Philippines, more than 27 people have reportedly gone back under stricter lockdown measures as the health department reported a record number of new coronavirus cases. The department reported 6,352 additional coronavirus infections, pushing the country's total caseload to 112,593 as the death toll also raised to 2,150, following 11 additional deaths. Almost half of the additional cases were confirmed in the Metro Manila region, which has been placed under modified enhanced community quarantine for the next 15 days. Meanwhile, public transport, private and government offices and other commercial services were also suspended in the 5 regions, while people were prohibited from leaving their homes unless for essential trips. Health Undersecretary Maria Vergere has, however, urged the public to follow minimum health standards of wearing face masks, frequent hand washing, and maintaining physical distance. Moving on to the world of sports, Brandon Williams has signed a contract extension at Manchester United running until June 2024, with an option for another year. The England under-20 fullback has enjoyed a breakthrough campaign at Old Trafford this season, making 33 appearances in all competitions. United will resume their Europa League campaign against LASK today, with an ankle injury to Luke Shaw, meaning Williams could be key to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team's hope of success. United boss Solskjaer, however, believes Williams' time coming through the ranks has given him an invaluable affinity with the club. United will, however, face a Europa League quarter-final against either Istanbul, Başakşehir or Copenhagen, bearing the unlikely scenario of LASK overturning a 5-0 first-leg deficit at Old Trafford. Paulo Dybala has been named Serie A MVP, that's most valuable player for the 2019-2020 season, after playing a stirring role in Juventus' successful title defense. But Cristiano Ronaldo is said to have missed out on the list of individual honors. Dybala scored 11 goals and provided 6 assists in the league as the Bianconeri were crowded champions in Italy for a 9th successive year. The Argentina international came out on top of the rankings according to stats, performed statistical surveys aided by tracking data. Information was also collected from Coppa Italia and Supercoppa Italiano games, as well as Serie A. There was further success for the champions, however, as Wojciech Szczesny was named best goalkeeper, with Inter's Stefan de Vrij the top defender. With that, we've come to the end of the news, a recap of the headlines. FALANA-LED group and others petition Oyo government seek justice over UI student death. Broadcasting stations to pay 5 million naira fine for hate speech. And on the foreign scene, over 78 killed, 4,000 wounded after massive explosion rocks Lebanon. In exciting world of sports, Brandon Williams signs long-term Manchester United deal. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I am Olaide Amose. Good day and thank you for watching.